guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Anita. If this is your first time here, kindly stay by subscribing. If you're a returning viewer, I appreciate you for always coming in. You are the root. So in today's video, I'll be sharing with you some things that I have learned during my early 20s. So let's get right into the video. The first thing I want to state is that when you turn 20, you have officially become an adult. Not that you were not an adult when you were 16, 17, 18, 19, no, that's not what I mean. But when you turn 20, I mean, you have entered adulthood. You know that? Yes. And you have more responsibilities now and all. So when I was 20 when I entered the university, and that part of my life was one of the amazing things that ever happened to me. Being in the university is a privilege and it's an opportunity for you to evolve, for you to know yourself better, for you to grow. It was a beautiful experience for me. So I would say that when you are in the university in your 20s, it's one of the luckiest things to have because at that stage of your life, you can learn a lot. And at that stage of your life, you have to create memories. So when I was in the university, I created a lot of memories. I wouldn't say I was going out and partying and all of that. I created memories on campus. I created memories being in the university. Things that I could always look back at and be like, wow, I did this while I was in the university. So one thing I learned being in the university when I was in my early 20s, or while I am in my early 20s, is that the university is a place to learn. And learning is not just about the books. It's about knowing who you are as a person, knowing the people around you and all of that. Another point is that in the university, you have the chance to save. I learned that being in the university, that is one time in your life where you get a lot of money. You guys understand what I'm saying. If you've not been in the university and you've been in the university, that's a time where you get a lot of money from your parents, from your friends, from people that are close to you, because they are giving you morale to learn. They're giving you morale to do your best and to come out your best. So when you are in your early 20s in the university, you can save because you get a lot of money. Also, in my early 20s, I realized that
that's the time when you get a lot of responsibilities. You have a lot of people looking up to you
and expecting you to do good, to be great, and know yourself more, evolve, and all of those things. But man, it's not easy. It's not easy because the responsibilities is not about providing financially, but it's about being a better version of yourself than you were some years back. And everybody is looking up to you to be great. Everybody is looking up to you to come out better than you used to be. In your early 20s, you have a lot of expectations, and the same way people have expectations of you. It's crazy, but that is the truth. In your early 20s, in my early 20s, while I am in my early 20s, there is so much that people are expecting of me and I'm expecting of myself. But in all of these, I learned that so you have the choice to choose which advice to follow, but usually it's the best to follow the good advice, the best advice, because that is what would catapult you to greater heights and all of these things. So to the next. So this is in your early 20s, this is the time for you to acquire skills. This is the time for you to start a business. This is the time for you to start a YouTube channel. This is the time for you to be adventurous. This is a time for you to learn how to design, do editing, graphic design, because you have the strength. You are youthful and your mind works quicker. So this is a time for you to learn. and unlearn a lot of things. You can easily grasp things in this time, in this early 20s. I mean, I've learned a few skills, but I'm hoping to learn more. And it's not something that I'm going to stop doing now. I'm still in my 20s and I'm enjoying every bit of it. But I feel like I should have even learned more at my early 20s, 20, 21, 22. I should have learned a lot more. So to the next. Do not force relationships in your early 20s. Do not force what? Right. Because, I mean, this is a time for you to take a step back, to plan properly on what you want to achieve, and to become a better version of yourself. So this is not the time for you to waste your energy and time on forcing relationships. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If it's not, take a step back or take a step away. Simple like that. Don't force anything, because this is a time for you to build yourself up. You don't need any negative energy. I don't have to force relationships in my early 20s. I don't need to. Same as you. You have a lot more time to build good relationships. So if a relationship requires you to force it, it's not worth it. Just take a step back or move. Like move. You get it? Yeah. Also, there's another point that when I think about it, I just cry. But I'm not going to cry on this channel. I don't know now. Okay. So family or parents will not be there for you all the time. Let me repeat that again. Family or your parents will not be there for you all the time. I'm saying this because I live alone. When I started my studies, I had to move out and get closer to work so that I do not spend a lot and I do not get overstressed during my 1 year of doing my service. And during that 1 year, I was living alone. I'm still living alone. Sometimes you want to come home and food is already prepared, like your mom has prepared something, your siblings have prepared something for you to eat. You're not coming home to come and cook something yourself. When you need someone to talk to, you need someone to give you a massage. They are not there because they are living somewhere else. Sometimes, so sorry to say, unfortunately, you may lose your parents during your early 20s or during your 20s. That is to say, they are not always there. They are not always there. Living alone has taught me a lot. I do have my parents, I have my siblings, but they are not here with me. Sometimes you feel lonely, you feel stressed, but there's a time for you to embrace the fact that you have to do some things on your own. You have to learn to be independent. Not be dependent on your family, friends, parents, and you are accountable to every decision you make. You are held accountable. You yourself will hold yourself accountable for every decision you make. You need to take it easy on yourself. I need to take it easy on myself. It's my early 20s and people are expecting me to bloom. I read a book recently and I think I'll tag the link. She's a YouTuber too and I came across her channel and I came across her book and it's free. It's a PDF. It's interesting. It talks about you in your 20s and you blooming beautifully, you unveiling beautifully, you not allowing the pressures of the world to get a hold of you. It's a beautiful book. Maybe I'll leave the link in my description box so that you guys can find it and read. So don't stress yourself. Don't let the pressures of this world get a hold of you, because when they do, you might make a mess of yourself. Also, remember that in your early 20s, you are enthusiastic about everything and you want to try everything. I know I mentioned this earlier, try different things and everything, but don't do something that you regret in your late 20s. Don't do something that you regret in your 30s. Don't do something you regret when you start having children. I'm so proud of myself for knowing my boundaries, knowing my limits to some things. Because if I hadn't, I'm not sure I'll be seated here today sharing some things I have learned while in my early 20s. You are in your early 20s, go out if you can. Go out if you can afford it. I mean, now in Ghana, when you step out, by 100 cities.
You just want to chill, but problem will find you coming for where chilling spot.
When you step out now, 1,000 cities. But go out if you can afford it. Go on that vacation if you can afford it. It's your early 20s. Enjoy it as much as you can. Do not be regretful. Do not say that, I wish I had done these things when I had the chance to. Don't let it be too late. Enjoy yourself. I mean, you are a young lady, a young gentleman, and you have the strength, you have good health. Enjoy it. They say YOLO, you only live once. So enjoy it to the fullest. I mean, there are some things that I wish I did back in the university. And if you can't go out, my dear sister, my dear brother, don't kill yourself.
In the morning, you feel be a millionaire. Make the day you say down in the evening, make you be carbonia. Make nothing do to your hand.
Stay in your room. Do a video like I'm doing. Create content. Watch a movie. Don't go and overspend, or don't go and disgrace yourself somewhere when you know you can't afford it. Especially now in your early 20s. Because there are some things you can't afford. Don't stress yourself. I can't emphasize this enough. Don't stress yourself. You can't kill yourself. It's okay, let me move on. So I'm taking things. One very, very important thing. One last very important thing, maybe not the last, is that in your early 20s, even in your whole life, you should put God first. God first. God first before anything or anyone. Because He is the one who is going to direct you through your 20s and through the rest of your life. He's the only one who is going to show you what is good for you. He's the only one that is going to show you what business you should start. He's the one that is going to direct you on how to run that business. You can't do it on your own. And you can't do it just by the help of your family, friends, and loved ones. You need God. I'm a Christian, I'm a believer. And I believe that there is nothing in this world that is impossible with God. Yes, I know that some things are very impossible without God. You can't emphasize this enough. Take God seriously now in your early 20s, because this is a time where you face a lot of temptations. You have the urge to do a lot of things. You have the urge to explore. You have the urge to do so much. But this is also the time where you need to find your wits and you need to find your limits. Sometimes you can, not sometimes, all the time you can only do this with God. You can only do this with God. Being in your 20s is that time where you have a lot of pressure, you have a lot of wants, you have a lot of needs. I, in my early 20s, have a lot of wants and needs, a lot of pressure to make it. But I also have to keep it in mind that to do all of these things, I need the help of God. That's why the Bible even says that remember your God in the days of your youth. This is the time. This is the time. This is the time. to remember your God and unveil beautifully and bloom beautifully. I am glad that I have shared this. If you want us to have more of these, kindly let me know in the comment section. If you have anything to add to what I have shared here, kindly leave it in the comment section. Someone wants to know, I want to know what you've learned in your 20s. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I am really grateful that you stayed till this end. See you in my next video.